I can't remember the year it was, but it was in the fall, September to be accurate. My sister Janet and I had decided to go to my cabin at Old House Point to pick red berries. She was working, so was I, but we had everything planned and ready. As soon as the work was over, we headed home. Job had the boat ready, the grub box was packed, and as soon as Janet came, we were off. The calm water reflected the fall colours, and a grumpus lazily swam not far from our boat as we steamed up the bay. We soon arrived at the cabin, unloaded, and Job left. We had a CB radio to contact him if needed. As we settled in for the night, our thoughts turned to wondering if we'd hear any wolves howling that night. The Edmunds wolves heard up that way earlier, as it was about the time caribou were plentiful. Just about dusk, we heard a sound. Thinking it may be a wolf, we ran outside, but it was an owl. But before we went inside, we were thrilled to hear the very sound that we had wanted to hear, a wolf. It drifted over to us from the other side with rapid and sounded like a very lonely young wolf. After listening for a while, we went inside, played Scrabble, then headed off to bed. We both read for a while, then turned off the lamp and was soon asleep, still hoping to hear some wolves howl. Suddenly, my deep sleep was interrupted by something. I awoke with my heart pounding. There it came again, wolves howling. Not just one, but 3 or 4. I don't think I could even speak properly. I whispered really loudly, "Janet, do you hear that? Wolves." Well, were we ever excited. We listened to the howls, which sounded so close, until we got too sleepy and fell asleep again. When we awoke, it was daylight, and they were still howling. We had breakfast, cleaned up, and they were still out there. We decided it wasn't safe for us to walk up by ourselves, so I called Job on the CB and asked him to come up and walk off with us. When he arrived, they were still howling, although it didn't sound as if there were as many as we thought. We walked off. Job carried a gun. We got to our red berry patch. As we picked berries that morning, the wolves were still continuing their howling, with another pack across the bay returning their howls. We got our buckets full and walked back to the cabin. As we were eating our lunch with the cabin door open, a jay landed by the steps. We didn't think that we were nervous, but we all jumped as we just saw a glimpse of grey. That was my last and first time I heard a pack of wolves. I always think of Janet when I see pictures of wolves and the fun we had that one time.